So I've recommended the Schwab Bank Investor Checking Account to several friends because I've been using it happily as my main checking account for 7 years now. This is not sponsored in any way. This is just what's been working for me. The account used to be called High Yield Investor Checking, so you might see that in some reviews. But the high yield bit was taken away in December 2022, at least according to their FAQ. Now they have other cash products that are higher yield, not checking accounts though. But nothing about the account itself has changed. I've realized this checking account doesn't appear on a lot of listicles online of best checking accounts. And I think that's because it's old and boring, and those lists don't always prioritize the right things for checking accounts. For example, a lot of them tout high interest rates, but I don't look for a checking account with a high interest rate, because checking accounts as a whole category will always have lower interest rates compared to, say, online savings accounts, which is where I would optimize for a high interest rate. And if I don't need the money right away, I don't want it sitting in my checking account where it's earning a piddly amount of interest. I usually never have more than about $1,000 in my checking account, but this will depend on how large your expenses are, how much they fluctuate from month to month, how much buffer you're comfortable with in general, and how unpredictable your life is. If I need the money sometime this year, maybe for a vacation or a new computer or some other large purchase, but I don't know exactly when, I'd much rather have that money sitting in a high yield savings account rather than a checking account. It's just as easy to withdraw, and the bar for interest rates is just higher for savings accounts as a category. The checking account is the workhorse of my setup. My incoming money goes in, and then within the month, everything gets siphoned off to other accounts with specific purposes. Short-term savings, medium-term investments, long-term investments like retirement, and then some of it is withdrawn directly from the checking account to pay bills. All that's to say, from my perspective, a checking account should be the best at moving money around and should make it the easiest to get your money when you need it. This includes withdrawing cash. I have actually found myself needing to withdraw cash more and more these days, which I find kind of weird. I'm noticing more businesses around me have tacked on fees for using a credit card, and it's not only restaurants, it's also my podiatrist's office. And one of my favorite Japanese restaurants has an 8% difference based on whether you pay by cash or card. It's not that they do an 8% fee, it's that they do a 5% discount if you pay by cash and then a 3% fee if you pay by card. So the feature that I love about the Schwab Bank Investor Checking Account is that it reimburses me for every ATM withdrawal fee anywhere in the world, and no foreign transaction fees. This is the main reason why I chose this account 7 years ago. And back then, I think the ATM reimbursal feature was more unique. But what I've found really helpful about this account still today is that the reimbursements are unlimited, so I don't have to keep track of how many withdrawals I've made each month. Some banks limit you to $10 a month of ATM fee rebates or something like that. And it's international, which is great. I have used this in Japan, Scotland, England, Mongolia. I've used it all over. It's been so nice to know that I can easily withdraw money in the local currency. There is one small con to the ATM fee rebate, and that's that you get reimbursed at the end of the month, not the next business day. So there's up to 1 month of lag time between when you incur the fee and when you actually get reimbursed. But I've never not gotten reimbursed, and this wasn't a big enough deal to outweigh the pros for me. Despite making a video about one checking account, I'm not married to it. So if there were another account with more compelling features that was a better fit for me, I would definitely switch. So let me know in the comments, and I will let you know if I switch. At baseline in a checking account, I look for FDIC insured and is a reputable bank with a good customer service record. No fees for doing normal things or account minimums. So basically, you shouldn't have to keep a certain amount of money in your checking account just to avoid a monthly maintenance fee or anything like that. It has to have all the normal banking features, like scheduled bill pay. So for instance, my rent gets paid from my checking account each month. It happens automatically, goes directly to my landlord, and it's free. I also like that there's nothing dependent on anything else. This is my pet peeve. You might not mind it. but many accounts have certain requirements that need to be met in order to qualify for certain features. The requirements are often things like having a minimum number of monthly debit card transactions, having a certain amount of money in the account, or receiving a direct deposit each month. For example, I don't want to have to remember to keep 2.5K or more in my checking account, or else I don't get a certain amount of interest, then it essentially becomes a savings account. I think it's fine if there are pros for setting up direct deposit or something else, as long as you're okay with the baseline features, but definitely don't go with an account that makes you jump through a ton of hoops just to get the features that you want. And now for some cons. The biggest con, for me at least, is you can't directly deposit cash into the checking account, which is crazy and admittedly very annoying. It has to be converted into check or money order, which I've never done. I didn't need to deposit cash for the longest time, but then I started doing some tutoring and I got paid in cash. So my solution was to open up an extra checking account for the express purpose of depositing cash, and then I would just do an online transfer between that extra account and the Schwab checking account to get the cash into my Schwab account. So it was an extra step, but it worked out fine, and I ended up using a Capital One 360 checking account for that extra account. Another con is that they're not the absolute best interest rate for checking accounts. I feel like I have to address this. So they are above average, and the getting interest isn't dependent on anything. But just like I said before, I don't optimize for a high interest rate for my checking account because I just don't want to be incentivized to keep money there. My checking account is just a temporary holding pen that directs my money to other accounts where it can do a lot more for me. And the last con is that Schwab automatically opens up a linked brokerage account when you open up a checking account, and you can't get out of this. It's annoying, but you don't have to put any money in, and you can just ignore it. So that's what I do. I just don't use Schwab for investing. Hope my thoughts have helped you choose a checking account, whichever one you choose. I do think setting up a money system and all your accounts and stuff is super personal. For instance, if you need to deposit cash on a regular basis, then maybe the Schwab checking account isn't going to be the best for you. Perhaps unless you also travel a lot. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments which checking account you use, and if you love it, why you do. Bye.